DreamHack Masters Las Vegas is brought to you by Asus, Republic of Gamers, HyperX, Monster Energy, live at MGM Grand.
Virtus.Pro unsurprisingly take their map. It's train. It's basically their train yard. The warden of it, perhaps Taz, with the shotgun. He showed off that Virtus.Pro is always impressive with that weapon. They take it with a very impressive T-side. CT wasn't as expected. It was a decent run. Nico started things off, but now Mousesports, Mirage, best chance to steal a map in this series.
That's what everyone was saying, and I think that is going to be the case here. Looks like we're getting straight into it as well. The night fun is done. Mousesports will be starting on the CT side here. Yeah, they've had some good performances so far, and Mirage is certainly going to be their best chance of taking a map here. The problem is, if they do win this, they go over towards Cobblestone, which is another VP Classic map. So
yeah, absolutely. And it's a map that's fairly consistent for them as well.
If memory serves correctly, Mousesports did beat Navi on Cobblestone.
Yeah, but that doesn't impress me much.
No.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, you might have had a decent performance on it at the Major, which was improved. Navi still struggles so much on the CT side for me, and I can't... They go to it over and over again because their T side is great, admittedly. If they should start on the T side, maybe they'd have better chances, but overall, it's not a complete package map for them, and I think Navi needs to work on it, seriously.
Fair enough. Were we impressed with Oscar in the previous map?
It was hard to... Not really, but it's hard to say because he never had a chance to get rolling either. The economy never favored him. He never had opportunities. It was more Nico creating space and really them relying on him to do so before they could get into the B site. So he was more involved in the fast plays on B rather than any heroics. The no scope was pretty, obviously, but
yeah,
again, he never had much impact.
That was one round. He had like a huge flashy play, but they didn't actually win the round. It wasn't enough to actually bring a victory, so it's almost redundant. You can have the flashiest play if you're not winning rounds. They don't really count, unfortunately, especially when you're losing the map 16-7 after going 5-0 up. So Mirage then, we'll have a look at it. This is where Oscar really did show us a great spectacle yesterday. It looks very impressive on this one. The problem is Virtus.Pro, it looked like everyone's firing on all cylinders today. A few economical decisions that went against them that led to that 5-0, but as soon as they got stabilized, the AWPs come out, and that's when they ran away with it. To be fair, Mousesports got a little bit unlucky. In some of the rounds where he just had like 4 UMPs and a shotgun, they managed to actually just win a couple of those VPs. So
Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, I would like to see maybe for the sake of getting Oscar involved, because they were trying to run Nico outside so much and running in through the B halls towards B, maybe to run him more with the op at Ivy when they had the chance, because they never really tried to play the pick strategy there.
Dennis towards Ivy.
That was weird,
He gave a few kills away there. He just push it by himself and have no one with him. He goes down, and that signals for VP to just unload on the outside bomb side. But here we go then, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be map number 2, Mirage, Mousesports versus Virtus.Pro. We'll see whether Mousesports can bounce back. They certainly had the firepower in their arsenal to do so. Just need the team cohesion to come together a little bit more. It's going to be VP side in the T side here. 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, and almost everyone, in fact, everyone going towards the B halls here. So maybe just a straight up B rush. Let's see whether it's successful. There's actually no one going to be challenging them. Lau's all the way towards short, so nothing going to stop them actually coming out of the apartment, it seems.
They are in for free. Little backtracks from Cat, tries to spot them inside, but a smoke will go off in front of him, and they're pushing forward in checkers as well to cut off rotations. They know they have to obviously be coming in because they're not inside B at all. And Speedy and Dennis, though, do pick up kills. Snax is going to go head-to-head with Dennis, but oversteps it. And Pasha now, inside of the smoke, lets them walk in. That works well, uses the smoke to his advantage, and finds Lowell. Dennis is left with 11 HP, USP. He has to find headshots perfectly. And Neo sets another smoke down toward the bomb, and Neo will follow it up as well with the kill as he peeks back out. So it works well for Virtus.Pro, 1-0. Close in the end, but good play from Pasha.
Straight up B rush there, and you could see it was just the perfect hands that the setup Mousesports had there. They had no one towards the apartment area itself. Lau was by himself towards short. He got flashed off as well. Couldn't find a single frag, and Pasha when it came down to a closer situation on the retake there, he finds 2 very nice kills there with the Glock inside the smoke. Not really much Dennis could do about it. Forced by in return though. Scout comes out once again in the hands of Oscar, and he'll be trying to do what he can. He's been given head armor as well, so I'm assuming a player like Speedy, who's only got the PT-50, he would drop the Scout over to him and allow Oscar to buy head armor here. And going all in on that sort of play. In terms of the buy for Virtus.Pro, pretty classic anti-eco setup here. 3 AK-47s, 2 UMPs, not really taking any huge risks here. You want to make sure you use that ranged to your advantage, and look for those first picks. Nico with the Deagle though, he is so scared of his weapon. Looking for the one dig towards middle, given a couple of chances here for taking down the 42 HP himself.
Back off of that is a result of that early exchange. He's actually going to go all the way through vents and rotate over. This leaves the 3-man stack on B with him supporting on A, and Dennis's position is very beneficial to them at this point in time to rely on that stack on B. All the way up, T side of apartments, or excuse me, from Palace. A apartments. Nico rotates back around, smoke out. He's just going to try and spam through it with the Deagle, hope for a headshot, can't find it. Dennis is going now. The flank actually becomes a real possibility. He's going to pinch them in, but they're going to be on B before he arrives, and they've got weapons, so it should be straightforward. Oscar just barely misses a shot, does tag up Snacks, re-peek out, tags Neo as well. Now a chance for pistols, and down goes Snacks on arrival. Nico does it. Lowell's boosted. This is looking very good. As Lowell goes down, it's still Dennis to arrive inside of the apartments. Taz is going to go in behind the van, and immediately when he looks behind bench, Dennis gets him traded back. It's Neo versus Dennis. On 100 HP is Dennis, but Neo with the UMP and armor. Bomb not planted, and he may try and go back to A. I don't think he's got time. He's got to hold this. Smoke off, quick tap, wants to try and force him out, and nails the shot. Dennis, Mousesports, pull it back.
There it is, the force fight actually working out there. Dennis left in the 1v1, Neo low HP as well, time ticking away, had to try and bait him out somehow. He dropped a smoke on the site, fake plant, and does bait him out indeed, but it's going to be Dennis landing a very impressive CZ headshot there. And here it is, the replay right now. He actually comes in pretty much undetected. Taz didn't consider that to be a possibility. Lovely way to finish it off there. A couple of shots on that CZ. Forced by, of course, in return, though, it's going to be Virtus.Pro, Tech-9s, Deagles, and most teams will end up with some sort of A execute with this sort of buy. But for now, they're focusing more towards middle, smoking out towards the window, and possibly going to focus towards the connector. We'll see what happens as Nico waiting on the other side.
That's Nico that cuts off top connector, tries to turn it around. He's overwhelmed as they get inside of the window. Taz is going to plant bomb down. Snacks has to be aggressive to hold Oscar and letting him get away into a post plant. That works successfully, and Snacks had to be careful because he had 29. But I like what Neo's up to. He can hold off this vent, forces all the rotations, whatever there may be left with the UMPs, to go towards CT, and they can just set accordingly. Neo's going to get more aggressive than that. He's going to push in behind them. Has to be wary of the fact Lowell has a scout, so can't get overly confident at charging down range with an SMG, but does make it work in the end. It's Speedy. Turns around now to try and get shots in. Does hit the one inside of the site, but Bialy will put him down. Virtus.Pro respond. A lovely response at that. And now it's one of these games that we often talk about, Henry, where if they buy in again to try and break the economy and lose it, they're going to let it spiral for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, I don't think they can justify that right now. We'll see whether they intend to purchase a single bit of weaponry. It doesn't look like they will. Nico gets head armor and a Desert Eagle. It looks like they might be going for something here. He takes himself down to almost $0. Speedy gets his Zeus out once again. He seems to like that weapon a lot. Dennis opening things up, and there's going to be 2 frags. Make it 3 and 4. Mousesports making this buy work.
Work very well at that. Bialy does get Oscar back. So never mind the force buy. If they do this just with the pistols, the money goes back in their favor without the risk. And then it's Virtus.Pro that definitely goes back the other way and has to justify if they want to force back in. Bomb plant would help them do so, especially if they can't pull this off. Bialy nearly caught without the gun out, looks away. The double take costs. Lowell gets it, no bomb plant in. They're left with roughly 3K on the high side.
Yeah, and this is why normally when you're going up against these anti-eco situations, you want to make sure you're doing the full default at the start, fitting the map out. You fully committed at the start like that, you do run the risk of running into a stack, and the pistols from Oscar and Dennis, to be fair, to open things up. That's pretty tremendous from Oscar. He didn't catch up from his POV to kick things off, but they get themselves back in the driving seat, and the war of attrition has begun. You can see it's going to be another force buy from the Polish side as well, and why not? It's working out for them. Galil's Tech-9s and a scout for Snacks. As we get into round number 5 here, no one running away with it just yet.
Flash down, it looked like he wanted to try and get them a quick bit of vision. Down in the underpass position, but no one facing it from CTs. Nico stays inside the window, and Pasha, he plays the top of mid on his own with the Tech-9, but has a bit of utility to expend particularly at window or to cover off connector as the rest of them group to try and push in on Lowell at B. Last jump, I'm not sure, were they around the corner? I think he spotted, yeah, did definitely. I'm not sure if they did with the X-ray, but he certainly acts as though he would because he backs away with the AK. It's Bialy that gets him down though with the Galil. That leaves an AK inside of the site for them to grab and take advantage of, but they're not quite in position to do so. Only now they'll manage to start picking up guns, and Bialy gets Nico. Speedy, the next closest to rotation point at Cat, has vision inside of the site to where Neo is playing from. If he tries to go for that plant, he'll be open. That's why Bialy now has to go aggressive, and Speedy catches him off. It makes this very awkward for Neo, but they've lost track of where he's gone. He's waited so long inside of the B site, they give up on trying to play it. He's gonna put this down. Problem is that he has a scout, and he's not confident in the amount of time he has to go find another gun. There's lots of others available. There it is. Now he has the AK. And this makes it a real possibility. Full armor as well, but kit for Dennis and full armor both sides of it. Gets the first, that's job done, but he knows exactly where he is now. Speedy's gonna look in, spots the shoulder, well played from Neo, return serve yet again.
The old master steps up in the 2 versus 1 once more. It seems like he does that every single time. And you're absolutely right. They did lose track of him. Gives him chance to actually get the plan down, upgrade to the AK, get himself a decent position. You can see Mousesports trying to stick together there, coming out the window at the same time. But this is such a perfect angle from Neo. So aware as to what's going on and the possibilities of danger. And as soon as he ascertains Speedy's position, he's only got the Famas on the other side, mows him down. And it's going to be another force buy. Okay, Nico, headshot, but gets taken down swiftly.
Yeah, it gets confident, I think, after the first one, but that's still lovely. No team in this, now on the 6th round, is yet to win back-to-back. Pistol, then an eco, then a force buy, then an eco, and then a win with whatever weapons they saved and then bought into again, forced by Virtus.Pro. Nade goes out toward the van, but that one does more damage as Taz has that land on his hip.
Yeah.
He's getting old in his age, needs to be careful of his hips.
Well, this Nico could open things up, but 4-4 for now. It just doesn't seem to matter what weapon you're holding. You seem to be finding rounds left, front, and center. No one running away with it just yet. It's been so back and forth. No one's found 2 rounds in a row, but Virtus.Pro looking promising at least. Scout for Oscar. He's on the A side looking towards connector, but smoked out in terms of his vision. But that's where Pasha's heading towards now.
Pasha starts to push toward the smoke. Oh, he's got to be so careful to go through that. It's a scout, but it's lethal. It's Oscar that switches to a Deagle instead. He knows they're there, gets a little bit impatient, tries to spam in. Dennis spawning up snacks from A-Main. He always pushes in aggressively toward A-Main when they don't have coverage elsewhere. And when they are in a dire situation, it's Pasha that puts him down, and Taz with a lovely execution shot onto Oscar. Still, though, this goes to a 2 versus 2. And still a chance as well as Taz gets tagged, going for the plant on the outside of the box. Oh, Speedy. He could have walked in one further step and found Taz, but he couldn't land a shot on Snacks and didn't want to commit to it. It leaves Lowell locked out by smoke with 16 HP, and Virtus.Pro now setting to try and finally get back-to-back rounds. A flash towards CT as well as Speedy gets toward the top of the stairs. Taz down below, spotted up. As he's put shots onto Snacks, Taz will know, and he can just hold the angle with the AK. Gets aggressive though. He steps out and Speedy's relocated. AK gets the shot. Snacks is now in trouble. He gets forced into firebox, but the bomb is ticking and they jump up. He's gonna get it. Spray them both down, and finally it's back-to-back for one of the teams. It's Virtus.Pro.
So calm. Snacks, even when he's put into a corner, he's hitting every single shot. They're trying to jump up, finish the job off, but he can't do it. Let's see, have a look from Snacks' POV. Oh, they both jump as well. He gives his position away as Speedy. Maybe if he keeps down on the ground there, he can actually do something about that one. But finally, back-to-back rounds. It's going to be Virtus.Pro taking the lead here, and another force by Matt. Okay, then, they don't want to give in. They know they're bringing it down to 1v1 situations, so they're trying to keep the pressure applied. But the problem is, on the T side, even if it goes down to 1v1, he still can get the AKs out. You can see one player's only got a UMP, that's Pasha. But this should be a chance now for VP to win this round and start to run away with this half. But to be fair, ooh, that keeps happening.
Yeah, definitely the right thing to say. How does he do this? That's so scary. If they get economy and he gets guns up and he starts hitting those kind of shots, especially if he goes to the AK on the T side like that. Whoa. Oscar up close will pop up at the right time behind Cinders, take Bialy. That's 2 kills for the price of 1 for the team again on the back foot. Nico does get flashed off, dodges the first. Oh! What a shot on Taz. He's got 2 1-digs in this round, and he might find another kill. He does. It's a headshot at that. Snacks goes down. Nico, unbelievable. As Neo's limited inside of the smite, smoke down will find the first, has bomb. It's Lowell, but now goes for the plant. has to commit to it as well. 28 HP, needs to get position, and he can't do it fast enough. Dennis is on top of it. Nico, my God, man.
How did these force buys keep working out? The Desert Eagle from Nico, that was just astonishing. The first shot was great, but the second two were just so impactful, managing to give his team position to actually win the round there. 3 kills in total for Nico, and Oscar and Dennis helping out a little bit as well. Bomb gets planted, but this was the first shot, and you just started to believe at that point, didn't you? That was just incredible. Okay then, do they force buy in return? Thinking about it, so they get the Tech 9s out and some smokes. They're not going to get armor though, so they've submitted somewhat. First team to get 2 rounds in a row, quickly replied back by Mousesports. They haven't got the orb themselves on this side, but all the rifles they need to hold off at Virtus.Pro.
Spray toward the top of middle inside of the smoke. Nico this time on an AK. They've picked up multiple of those in the last round. What an interesting game. Everyone's finding frags that are fancy and pulling things off. Maybe it's finally time for Mousesports to get 2 in a row. Nico thinks so. He's got 2 kills, but they're already pushing into B. Neo swiftly jumps to the window and backs away before he goes all the way through, so he stays alive in the fact. But it's only him and Bialy. A nice shot. Bialy from in behind the bench. This gives Neo confidence to chase down Speedy, who has equal HP on 4. No bomb plant, though. That's down on Catwalk, so it should be Mousesports still picking up the round, all things considered. Bialy picks up an M4.
Indeed. Well, 3 versus 2. Neo such low HP. Comes down to Bialy whether he can do anything with this silenced M4. They have a minute to work with, but that was the shot. That was the opportunity to do something about this round, and Dennis punishes Bialy for taking the chance, and now Neo PT50 incendiary grenade and no bomb. Should be over at this point. If you can find 1 more kill, Speedy is very low. That would be something, but that's pretty much all he can do here. There's a loss bonus. It will only be a second stage after this round, so still needs to make sure he dies. He hasn't got armor.
4 HP with no gun saved is just going to try to pester one further player. Speedy's the low one that he could pick off. But from my vision, he's around the corner at Cat, which means Nico's the first in line to greet. And that's how it goes down. 4-4, tied back up. And Mousesports do what Virtus.Pro did and accomplish 2 rounds in a row, maybe 3. Money's still not great on the Virtus.Pro side, but looks like they're going to commit to this. Taz has already bought into a Galil.
Yeah, they would have loved to have got the bomb down in that scenario. They didn't force into it. They had the Tech 9s and some PT50s. Here's Nico, though. Seems to be hitting absolutely everything right now. Throughout this tournament, he's just been phenomenal. And as we get into round number 9, it's been a very bizarre game so far. We've seen a lot of this tournament, to be fair. Lots of force buys and big deagle plays. But right now, 3 AK-47s, the Galil, and 5 players from Virtus.Pro towards the A side of the map. That suggests a full wall of smoke execution. Molotov towards Shadow, here it comes. But a good reply incendiary from Dennis could hold them out.
Flash goes back off toward A main. Temporarily blinds everyone, but it went deep enough that they all get their vision back. It was only partial. Smoke down as well, and Pasha's tagged in it. He's gonna try, ooh, it was the head spotted. I think Dennis did see it, but Pasha hits a lovely shot. 2 HP as he gets away from it. It leaves them 4 versus 4 with a bomb planted fast this time from Virtus.Pro. And Snacks with a flash wants to push Oscar. He gets back around the corner, and smartly Snacks says, I won't fancy it. He's fast enough. Let him live. Let him get closer. Let him commit, and then I'll take him down UMP. Shadow there, but Lowell hits the shot instead. And it comes to Bialy to hold back from Tetris. Flashes and smokes all go A main. He's inside of those. Has to hit this first one efficiently, but spraying through can't do it. Taz is now left alive. And where is he? Locked outside of the smoke at A main. No chance. They're already on the defuse, and he misses the shot on Speedy. Mousesports pick up now 3 in a row and take the lead at 5-4.
Really solid retake there. It's going to be a team ace from Mousesports as well. Everyone contributing. Dennis held his nerve. He could see the full execution coming in. The thing is, they didn't take the vision away from CD Spawn at all. There was no smoke in that area. Dennis was able to take a chance and fire that first shot off, blows the head off the first player, slows him down the incendiary as well. Waits the rotations to come in. Oscar comes in and backs him up towards the end, and it's going to be another partial investment here from Virtus.Pro. 3 in a row down for Mousesports. 5-4 though. We know they're going to be the huge underdogs here, especially on that T side, but need to see if they can get as many rounds as possible. As Oscar back on the AWP, he's towards A into CD spawn area. We do have 5 smokes available for Virtus.Pro. Back towards B, looks like they're going to be opting to go this time. You can normally smoke the arches towards the short area, maybe towards kitchen as well. Flash out and hopefully swarm the CTs. And here come the smokes now. Let's see if they can do anything with it. It's very unlikely. Quite a telegraph strategy.
Speedy behind bench. Does catch them as they drop in. Good response to turn to the right and find Snacks, who did get through before being spotted. And we know if you give Snacks an inch like that, If you don't find him fast enough, he will certainly find you and he will kill you. Nico will walk back in, turns around and gets both himself as they run after him and try desperately to get the bomb over. So Mousesports looking good on the CT side on Mirage. We did say this was their chance, and it is. Yeah, Nico on the Deagle looking phenomenal. He's at 14 kills, by the way. Next close in the server is Neo on 10. But there is some other players contributing as well. Speedy locked down that time in the B site. Dennis has been fairly decent considering in the last game he was kind of lackluster. You mentioned his decision-making at Ivy more so than his frag distribution.
Well, no orb this time for Virtus.Pro. They do start to stabilize in terms of the economy. They get the AKs out and the utility required, and looks like an adjustment this time from Mousesports. Oscar getting boosted up towards short. I actually like this a lot. He's almost certainly going to hit this first shot, but misses out narrowly somehow. I thought it was done.
Oh, that gap though, Nico finds it. He takes advantage of it. He stays inside of it as well to evade where Snacks has gone. And this is one of those situations where I'd say Snacks getting lost inside of smoke would favor him. It kind of doesn't, because Nico gets away on low HP, stays alive. And Taz has already cleared out a site, so there's not much Snacks can do with this ground this time other than hold off for re-rotations. That works, he'll get Lowell. Is he gonna push back into mid? Nades go over top, he's at 19 HP. Watch Nico above, spots Oscar as he jumps back up and hits it. So down to 2 versus 2. Bomb, it's planted in the A site, but it's Oscar that still has to do battle with Taz. He's gonna go for the jump with the op. Oh, this is a hard shot, but doesn't land at Taz. If he had hit that, I would have hailed to the king. That would have been... Oscar this weekend hitting shots at that speed is picking up to where Guardian level used to be, JW used to be with his aggressive op style.
Yeah, I kind of thought that was going to hit. It felt like everything was aligning for him, but Nico, he can't do anything about this. The bomb is too far gone, and it's going to be Virtus.Pro picking up their 5th round. Nico looking for some exit frags here, but nothing coming in his favor. Taz was doing a fantastic job there, holding off the window position as well. Oscar always looking deadly right now, but there it is. Virtus.Pro find 1 in return. It's going to be plenty of money available for Mousesports here as we're going to round number 12. This could be the round that breaks them though, after the reinvestment. They've got 3 players on sub $2,000. And no AWP purchase at all for Virtus.Pro on this T side as of yet.
Speedy will wait with nade to deploy at underpass as they start to walk his direction. It's a little bit early to do damage, but Oscar again! Taz tries to go fast on the flash, and Oscar doesn't allow it. Nico gets caught out in mid, though. And this time, he won't be up to anything aside from dying any antics that catch them off. He's known for it, but this push in particular was quite solo. Even though Speedy was in the window, he was smoked off and couldn't do anything to support him, and that gives Snacks now a bit of movement. Beneath the perch, the sniper's nest, as I'm sure some people have called it in the past. It's not as common snipers go there anymore, with smokes obviously being able to be deployed so early there. Neo brings bomb, Bialy's still waiting at Palace, and with Snacks inside connector, this now becomes Dennis to get information early and Oscar to anchor. And Oscar needs to make the right call because he can't peek toward A main. If he goes wide and overcommits from CT, he'll get picked from Palace, and that's exactly what happens. Bialy puts him down because Dennis doesn't have the lineup, and Snacks finds him as well. Site open for Virtus.Pro, and this should be their round. Snacks goes aggressive on an op up close. Maybe AK would have been better served, but I shut my mouth. Thank you, Snacks. I'll take that slap in the face. Hits the shot, and it's all onto Lowell.
Yeah, he goes down to 3 HP, but he's found his 2nd frag of the round. Just Lowell, you're absolutely right. Really nice ace split coming in there. Just as they've shown so much aggression and aggro towards that connector position, the players strike from Palace as well. Oscar, even though he looked like he was completely caught out, he almost hit the shot in Palace as well. That would have been very interesting if he managed to take one down and survive as well, but not meant to be. Virtus.Pro will be tying things up here. Lowell has got a chance to save his weapon. He's toward the B side. Looks like they are trying to potentially hunt him down. He's only got the M4 though, so it's not a huge deal. Snacks has now found his AWP and he's hit 2 shots of it, so he'll more than likely be staying on that weapon as Lowell tries to save in towards the B apartment. I think he is being hunted down. Pasha in towards the terrorist side of the B halls, but not going to be actively hunting right now. There it is, 6-6. And we did say the money will be a bit of an issue, but him saving that 1 M4 actually gives him an option to buy into this one. He can drop 1 weapon, and it should mean they can get at least 5 M4s. AWP is an option, but it did have to be dropped by Nico, and he does do it. He drops it over, and Lau took safe now. Speedy, they can't really decide. There it is. A bit messy, but Oscar does get the AWP in the end. Be late to the window, that's where he's going.
I thought the X-ray, when you were saying that, I thought it was, but he's actually that jumping by. Lovely shot, Oscar. Taz goes down, and Nico slips out before the smoke blooms to catch Pasha, and he was anticipating that smoke to be there because he already had his vision fixed upon connector. Nico, still sitting there, is going to get boosted against. Does he spot this? Oh, he certainly will, but Snacks He looked in, looked away, and lost track of where he'd gone, and Snax finds the headshot. That gives them window to work with. Bomb is intentionally dropped at this point in time down toward middle where Pasha died. They haven't gone back for it, but Oscar getting Snax pulls the ground back for Mousesports, and money for Virtus.Pro. 2 in a row. It's not amazing, so next kill very important, or they're going to have to make a decision on how to work this together.
Yeah, 4-2 situation. Improbable, but near to spot one.
This is a big play. Dennis again peeking for information when they have the man up, because they can't spot middle, and Bialy was waiting. That's going to give them bomb. Speedy. Oh, Bialy left it there still. He walked back by it. Speedy's pushing out on Cat. Neo's doing all the work. Now Bialy, okay, my mistake. On minimap, it looked like it was below the Cat. He actually did have to go around to grab it. So Bialy's going to take that horseshoe, wrap around, and Neo has to hold off the A site. They're not overcommitting on the CT side at this point in time. Speedy's going to wait at Catwalk and hold through connector, but Neo at this point serving just to hold him in position. Oscar's not yet peaked, he's in the corner. Neo's holding desperately because the bomb is going through the B apartments, and Lowell takes him down. This is all on Bialy, 1 versus 3, and Speedy's aware. No one else has peaked on A. He's making a lot of noise coming in, and I'm pretty sure Speedy's already gonna have spotted him. He won't even have time to plant this bomb. As soon as he goes for it, they may allow it just based on their position. They'll be all over him immediately after, and Lowell makes sure of it. Bomb plant down, though, does serve to get Snax on 5100 before the round expires. 3950 Bialy, 2850 Pasha. They're going to be able to buy, but it's going to be limited for Neo and Taz. So Snax, I don't. If he drops one, that's fine, but they won't get an AWP off this.
Neo certainly could have made something happen there toward that CD spawn position. It was a 4 versus 2, and they had a chance. Neo was going to find 1 frag at least.
Okay, so they had money on 2 players to afford an AWP that I thought would drop to get the force. They choose a different tactic. They're going to leave Neo on a Tech 9 just to get the AWP up.
There it is, Pasha. Go toe-to-toe with Oscar, who's been a thorn in their side so far. Nico with 16 frags, Oscar on 10. And he goes towards that mid-pick and takes a lot of damage from the Molotov there towards that area, designed to make him fall back. Commits for the frag, but takes a lot of damage now. Snax working towards the B apartments. Bomb's actually going to be down towards a ramp for now. That's in the hands of Taz. So as soon as will be some sort of A split coming in. Speedy boosting up a teammate once again towards short.
Snax goes low into underpass. 2 people wrap around on Catwalk. It is going to be the fake, though. You're right. And Lowell and Speedy have bought it with Oscar and Nico now going that direction. Everyone's bought it. Dennis is the only one to connect her. Nico realizes last second and will wrap around as fast as possible to get towards CT. But Taz is already in position. Oh, Taz goes firebox. If he goes default plant, Nico's in position to deny this, and that could serve to punish all of this play, this whole entire fake. And Taz realizes he's made a mistake by not going to triple. He should have gone for the safest plant possible, and they leave that one possibility open. It allows the rotation back. Nico wants in, knows he's planted, it gets him, but bomb just barely gets down. Nico gets caught by Pasha as well. Oscar still has the AWP, and Speedy's brought it back level. It's Neo at connector that may get Oscar. Careful, because he goes for a gun instead and gets caught out. Pasha has to hold this. Bomb is available to him from Tetris. Misses the first shot, 12 HP, and Mousesports wrap on. A second shot missed surely is ringing to be the end of the round. Then it is Mousesports. They'll get number 8. They'll win the half. And they're going to limit the money even further now for Virtus.Pro.
This is why we said Mousesports had a chance in Mirage. They're looking like a solid unit right now. Everyone's stepping up, and Oscar, he finds 3 kills in total. That was the perfect strategy from Virtus.Pro. They send their players towards B, all the smokes are down, and as soon as it happens, they've rotated everyone out of there. Snax opens up the A site as well with 2 kills. You think that would be it, but no. Mousesports and the retake managed to shut them down 1 by 1, and we go into round number 15 here. A chance for 9-6, quite a strong chance at that. 4 UMPs, 1 Tech 9, not a single rifle available, and Dennis, he's looking to get aggressive here, pushing in towards that A-ramp position. Might be flashed over as Nico's with him as well. They're doing the same boost towards short. Not really much for Virtus.Pro to work with here. Oscar has to drop down from his boosted all position. A split potentially coming in once again. Fast towards connector we go. Dennis ready to get that first kill here.
He's ready and waiting, but doesn't land it. That's actually massive. Dennis loves to play aggressive on A main.
Oh my God.
That's gonna cost him Nico. Nice shot. Don't pay attention. Oh my God, Nico. 3, make it 4, all headshots. Under shadow. As he gets overwhelmed in the fact that Dennis goes down, he's able to recover the whole entire round, and this could be 9-6. It's only Neo. He'll make the jump. Oh, makes the easy jump, or rather the hard jump, and then struggles on the easy one, drops back down in the mid. But bomb not planted is down on the side, and Neo has all the work to do. Nico, with 4 kills, is sitting on 15. 4 lovely kills as well.
Nico is just a god. What was that? Like, just so calm, so precise. Now Neo Last round has to go for it. He has got 100 HP and 40 seconds to work with. The bomb's down, though. If he gets his kill on towards Nikke, maybe there's a chance. There it is. Headshot comes in.
Works for one. The biggest threat in the round down. And it's Lowell to catch out Neo immediately after he jumps over. 9-6 Mousesports. This is exactly what we talked about. They could do this on this map. And with Nico looking the form he is, he's a menace on the T side. He's so good at opening up middle, almost by himself with the AK. And Oscar's looking better in this game because he's had a better chance to get the weapon up. He's on 12 kills. Nico's on 21.
Look at this.
That's sick.
It's just disgusting. That player dropping down, he should have killed him hands down, but Nico, so quick, so accurate. It's just mind-blowing how good he is at Counter-Strike. Well, they're 9-6 Mousesports. It was that interesting early phase of the game where everyone was going back and forth for about 6 rounds or so. Finally, Virtus.Pro ran away with 2, but then as soon as the AWP comes in and Nico starts hitting everything, it's going to be Mousesports winning the half 9-6. They win the last 3 rounds there. Lots of tight situations with clutches all over the place. Neo on the screen right now, he wins quite a massive one for Virtus.Pro. The thing is, though, Mousesports, they lose the pistol, potentially tied things up at 9-9, and Virtus.Pro very good on Mirage. I'll have a look at the buy for you on the Mousesports side and see whether we can work out where they'll end up. Most teams do get the 2 smokes, end up towards the A side of the map, smoking a jungle and steps, pushing towards CT spawn, and they have got the 2 smokes. Molotov as well for Speedy. And 4 players heading towards the ramp position, so it's very likely that'll be coming in. Nico, though, he's by himself, of course. He's on the other side of the map. He might go down towards underpass and stop the rotations coming from CTs, maybe try and get himself from window. We'll see what happens here.
Oscar getting top of A connection. Nico alone right now over at B is going to start to push in, but Bialy fades off. Ignore the green mark. It's where the bomb was planted. I think it was round 14. It's a glitch. So that's not actually a bomb down. Snacks, that one is a bomb down. That's planted. Snacks takes a shot into Speedy and makes it work.
It's Nico.
Bialy still has to peek out. You're right. Nico was waiting at B to sell a fake. Now he's actually going for a full lurk play. He never showed himself. He's going to walk in behind them all. And he's going to go vent as well, which catches off 2 at jungle. But those 2 at jungle are pushing ever closer to the site. Lowell gets one more, and now it's Nico's time to shine. They're going to look, though. Oh, no, peripheral doesn't spot him up. Nico struggling to hit the shots. A rarity, and Taz punishes him for it. But the bomb is defused because they're all on top of it. Virtus.Pro are going to win the round, and then punishment. Neo gets 2 kills. They were on top of the defuse and managed to lock them out at A main. Nico was their only hope and missed the shots.
Yeah, it took him a long time there to come from the B apartments, walked all the way around. I just spotted it. I thought, okay, if Nico can get in position behind him here, he's going to mow them all down. Like you said, the full defuse coming in, and he struggles to find that first kill. And the player that goes down is telling his teammates, stay on the defuse. They're so far removed from the situation. The force spike comes in. Interestingly enough, after losing the pistol, Mousesports are going for it. Instead of waiting for AKs in the 3rd, they do get a few kills, so they're going to get in 1 AK, a scout, upgraded pistols, and a little bit of utility. This is it now, trying to answer back straight away, and it will be another execution towards the A side of the map. Oscar holding middle with the scout.
Nico's going to push Palace. AK to work with. One of the 2 aggressive buys from Mousesports. UMPs against that AK. He's going to have to be careful. Bialy pop flash out. There's a couple different ways you can do that from Shadow. It's going to work to blind them. It's that serves well for Taz, who finds 2, but flames everywhere. Nowhere to hide any further from Bialy, and now it's the AK at range that overwhelms the UMP. Nico creating space. Oh, watch the headshot. 1 HP, goes for it again and makes it work. 1 HP, and he has the courage, if you want to call it that, to make the play, but he will go down to the end, and Taz gets 4 in the round, 2 from A-main, 2 from Connector. And that force buy is going to be costly now for Mousesports, because no plant in that round as well.
That certainly wasn't the most comfortable round from VP, but they can breathe easy going forward now. The bomb was not planted, so there should be the full eco coming in. Nico, always so terrifying in those scenarios. He goes down to 1 HP, but still finds some room to move and finds a kill on the smoke. There's the buy now. MP9 for Snacks and a UMP for Bialy, and not really much Mousesports can do, just relying on the deagle here of Nico to see if he can open something up, and he's been doing it all game, to be fair, but Snacks towards the underpass might find himself in a bit of trouble here.
MP9, Snacks needs to get kills with it. He only manages 1, and Lowell's there. Oh, Nico again! Just use the deagle the whole game, Nico. That's his 4th or 5th, or I can't count, maybe 11th 1 deag in this. I doubt it's that high, but still impressive.
Yeah, well, they've got the man advantage, just as I said, although Taz does find the nemesis. It's going to be Nico taken down, and Pash is heading towards B. That's where the remaining terrorists will be heading up. They don't really have much to work with, though. Just Glock and PT50. They should not be planting here.
Not to guarantee they shouldn't, because they're going to converge together. Okay, so Taz plays it smart. It looked like they might just sit on the perimeter try and wait it out. 9-9, Taz continuing to wreak havoc as he gets down Nico, but another lovely shot from him. He sits on 25. Just to note on round 19. No ops in play. Oh, I take that back. I think I just saw one drop. Yeah, Snacks is going to grab that.
Yeah, glass
cannons,
yep. It's a big one. So we'll be going towards the window area. Those players are behind that smoke, and we're looking to the right-hand side now. Flash will be bounced off the floor. Jump, that's quite stylish, isn't it?
It is. Very cool. Touchdown almost. Spike the football, but flash off no one, because when he peeks out, Lowell's there and takes him out. Smoke's everywhere. Nades as well now as Lowell takes a little bit of damage from it. Flash goes over, no one to peek on this, but it does give Taz a bit of position as that smoke will start to fade inside of the window. And watch the rotation from the underpass at Nico. He loves to go toward mid. Neo's there to support now at ladder, so that'll allow Taz to back away and make a decision. With Bialy up toward A main, he doesn't necessarily need to go to CT yet. In fact, he is better off to do what he's doing and cover jungle and leave connection with vision. If he goes towards CT stairs, he can't quite spot that in the same way, but it's Nico that's gonna walk out of it. And Taz needs to be ready. He's backed away. Nico's getting closer and closer. He's in the wall. He's up through the choke point, and Taz has left it. So Bialy outside of A main thinks this is clear, and Nico starts to clear out connector and now wraps back to window. Bombs dropped for Lowell to grab as Speedy just checks below the underpass and doesn't want to go down with it. Nico, he's already found Neo. This will be confirmation for them. Oh, I thought for sure to go onto the A site.
Well, 39 seconds remaining. They will be ending up towards B, it seems.
And Taz is there. This is exactly where he rotated to, but nice flash. Lowell gets him. That'll open up all possibilities. Doesn't matter now about fakes or walking back into A. Pasha's got to hold up. Hits the shots originally, but can't close it. The M4 just doesn't have the damage in the end, and he's still low on HP with Nico in behind. Down he goes, all too simple. And Mousesports, as soon as we hit the first gun round of the second half, look like they're going to pick up their first round. Since starting out their attack campaign, it's Bialy to switch on to an AK-47.
Yeah. Well, he's got a chance to do something with this, but now his position's been given away. He didn't find the frag straight away. He's not going to actually go for this by the looks of things. Could rotate around towards kitchen, but he's going to be wasting a lot of time. Nico's ready for it as well. So might just be wanting to save the weapon here at this point. That's better to pick up an AWP. So falling all the way back, Nico, he's not having any of that nonsense, so he finds his third kill of the round. Continuing this amazing form we've seen so far. He's actually got 28 kills, Matthew, after 19 rounds. He's been doing that all tournament long. Some of the best form we've seen him in. And just as he's leaving Mousesports as well.
I think that's part of it, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's probably quite a fair assessment. I think he's just like no longer feeling any frustration. He's just like, you know what? Let's just try and get out of a bang. We've made the playoffs. Nothing to lose now.
For the rest of the team, they'll rejoin with Chris J after he departs. Spray down from mid. Dennis trying to do damage, push Neo back ever so slightly. That leaves Taz and Bialy in A with Snacks anchoring. And Bialy's going to get aggressive again toward A main, but Nico's inside of Palace. So nothing to find for it, and Neo's tagged considerably as he hits 34 HP. Lowell's got to be careful though, that smoke's gone on window. He realizes it now and turns back. If he kept his attention firmly on connector, the P250 from that range would be, in Neo's hands, I would say, a kill.
Well, they're sending Lowell back towards the B apartments and his teammates setting up towards A. They still have those 3 smokes available, Molotovs as well. They get treated like a gun run. They know it was so frustrating to lose against these Virtus.Pro players with no weapons ready to speak of. And there it is, Lowell. He found a rotating player. His teammates will be ready to go towards A. This is looking very promising for Mousesports to get an 11-9 lead here on Mirage. All the smoke's used, but Bialy's being a nuisance towards the Palace area.
Nice shot, snapping around on the AK as well. He's got post plant covered off because Palace in the CT's hands means that they've got the oversight. They can see above all when they walk out from the door. It's Godly, but it's Snacks, or excuse me, it's Speedy to push through. It's Snacks on the other side who hits him. Snacks-esque play from Speedy, but you can't fool the master at his own tricks, as Oscar with bomb down is going to sit on top of it. He doesn't have the confidence to move because they don't have the map control, but he does have his noise cues, doesn't even matter. Pasha hits him, and it's Bialy's AK that just needs to hold off Lowell, and he's already vacated Palace, expecting that he's gone that direction, and Lowell, I think, is out of this. He's gone.
Oh, that's so disappointing. Up against almost nothing. Mousesports don't have anyone in towards that Palace area. They're all coming out of A ramp, and Lau watching the underpass. Bialy steals 1 kill away, and as soon as he does it, he grabs the AK-47, takes down the players coming from the A ramp, just completely decimates them there, and stays alive towards the Palace. So that's the first player he takes down. That's Nico as well, unfortunately. And as soon as he does it, Dennis drops, and Speedy with the play towards CT spawn. gets punished for it. Tried to push it too fair to push for the smoke. They were losing players everywhere. He had to try and make something happen, but flashing through, gets taken down. Now Snacks has the AWP, and it's another limited buy for Mousesports here. PT50, Tech 9, 3 AKs, and trying to get back in that palace area. Bombers going to still be in T-spawn, so they won't be committing just yet. They have one player towards top middle, that's Nico. So he'll be holding towards mid and hopefully stopping the rotating players as he smokes off towards window. He could try and get the backstab in if he can jump out that position.
So Taz is the money man in this round. Flash goes over, slightly blind, waits it, sprays the first, swings out, Lowell gets him. So he goes a little bit aggressive early because he wants to just ensure with the AK that he gets them down, but him falling leaves Bialy reverse fire at 9 HP to do damage, and he can't. Dennis gets him down. It's Dennis now that will flame off the jungle point. The problem is, look where the bomb's gone. It's left at Tetris. That means Dennis not only has to hold off the A side, he's got to transition back over toward the bomb and pull it back in because Nico's still occupied, but that's a back turn to Nico. Trade from Neo, right place. Because as soon as Nico gets that first kill, you give him mid, and it starts to really pull apart the defense. So Neo's rotation was timely, and they'll wrap up the round and maintain a one-round lead at 11-10.
Yeah, this has to be an eco now for Mousesports, so Virtus.Pro they'll increase their lead by 2. I don't think they'll purchase much more than the Desert Eagles, but to be fair, those have been absolutely disgusting in this map so far. It's going to be Nico with that weapon once again. Looking for the 30 bomb. He's got 29 kills at the moment. Teammates with a couple of PT50, no nades. Not really much they can do here. Maybe just choose an area. It looks like maybe towards B. Can't even flash in, just choose a time, run in. Nico's in T-spawn. Still with his knife out.
Why not?
Has he crashed or something?
No, moving now. I think he's just waiting for flanks. Weird that he had his knife out doing it, but look at Pasha go. He takes, ooh, all right, timing. Takes down 2. He actually had the crosshair dead on for a headshot on the 3rd, but went for the nade because he was wondering where they'd gone. Still stays alive on 47, so no problem. But Nico's pulling up the rear now with his deagle. Now Pasha has to be careful. 9, who falls the safe way, the fastest way possible to get in behind the van. Spray through the window from Neo is the right time to do so. Tags up on Speedy. They're all very, very low. It's Lowell, actually, I believe, that received the damage, but either way, same effect. Nico's 1 digs this time. I don't think we'll save them.
Don't speak too soon.
I've done that already once today with Gambit. Good shot from Snacks. Takes out Speedy immediately on the first shoulder bait as well. Very fast reactions from Snacks. Now we get to see if I get to eat my proverbial hat, as you would say, Henry G.
Don't worry, everyone will tweet you saying you've got to do it afterwards.
You still have to do that, to be fair. Snacks gets Lowell. 1 versus 5. Deagle, no armor for Nico. And that's how it ends.
Well, bang, headshot with the AWP, not too bad. Virtus.Pro managed to hold off the Deagles and PT50. So there is money available once again for Mousesports. Oscar's been quiet for quite a while now, like the last few rounds, hasn't had too much impact. We'll see whether now he hits the orb and he can actually maybe get back into it and find some opening picks here. He's on 12 for 17, so hasn't had the most explosive game, but in the first half, he certainly was instrumental in helping out in the retakes and opening picks.
There you go. A little bit of bunny hop to get him faster toward a main position. He's got to be careful because there's 2 players facing him. It's Taz and Bialy this time. We know Bialy's gone aggressive, but Taz supporting will now fall up. I say fall up. Not really physically possible, but climbs up the ladder on top of the balcony where he's played many, many times. So it's a pretty standard position from him, and Bialy at triple will support instead of getting aggressive. And then firebox for Taz. So far, though, it's top of middle and underpass where Mouse want to go. Bomb dropped intentionally at Horseshoe beside Oscar, who's tagged to 34, but is still looking for the mid pick. Dennis and Lowell backing up with Nico heading to apartments. Perhaps says they want to try and find a pick B instead because they can't get any information over toward A.
In terms of options for Mousesports, map control is not amazing. Speedy's towards top and middle. They have 2 smokes remaining.
There's only 2 Molotovs in the CT side.
With Pasha, he's towards B still, joined by Neo. Should be some sort of B execution coming in. Speedy will be holding for the flanks coming from short. Not going to be committing heavily just yet. Looks like a contact player. And when I say contact, it means you're walking in until you're spotted by the CT. You can see Oscar leading the charge, trying to see if he can get anything going here. As soon as he takes a shot, that's the cue for them all to flood into the B side here.
Pasha transitions and brings Neo back to Van rather than him playing from short. Snacks, what a shot. Gets inside as they're blinded up and sees them from the window. Gets it all the way through. And Nico gets one kill, but that's it. Neo will drop the bomb down inside of the site, and Speedy's got to head for the hills. Try and save the AK. Good shot on Taz to do so, but that's it. Round done. Virtus.Pro find 13, 3 to go before they make their way into a semifinal.
Speedy, last player remaining. He will not be getting any money into the next round. So $350, he does save a weapon though, so they pretty much have the force around him, all things considered. He has no money left, and his teammates in about 3K each, maybe a little bit more here or there. So here's the replay. Like I said, the contact play not really working out. The flashbang was so perfect. I'm not sure who threw that towards Oscar's position, but he was ready for the player crossing towards the kitchen. That was Snacks. He gets blinded just as he comes around the corner. Tries to take the blind shot a second and a half later, but actually gets taken down by Snacks.
It may have been Neo as he crossed into Van. I didn't see where it came from either, but it worked out very, very well.
It couldn't have been any better in terms of the timings there. Oscar was in a great position. Like I said, the contact play, waiting for Oscar to take his first shot. When he does it, that's when they go in. If he gets that kill on Snacks, that actually almost makes it a very convincing case to win that round. So, Force comes in, chips it down for Mousesports. One player of no money. He's got the AK in hand though, so he could buy a smoke. And by the looks of things, Nico's purchased a Deagle, and so has Lowell and Dennis, so they won't be forcing into this. That almost allows Virtus.Pro to get towards map points and indeed series points. Speedy of the AK, I would say at this point, do you give it to Nico? Like,
yes.
Obviously it's your gun, you've saved it, but the way he's playing right now and you want to win this game, give it to one of the world's best players.
And Nico did buy chest armor, so that to me
I would say
enough.
just give it over.
Yep.
I'd say I'm
if
sorry.
he had no, he had no armor. Well, no, but to be fair, Speedy did it in the last game as well, because Oscar had an AK or an AWP in one round. Speedy did pick up Taz's gun at the bottom of the ramp. It was an M4. It was when Pash actually dropped the AWP at corner when he overcommitted, and he immediately threw it to Nico. If Nico didn't have armor, I would say don't bother, but he's going to leave him on the Deagle. To be fair, he's been good on that gun, but I'd still rather have him on the AK. Good shot from Pash, to get Oscar pushing through the smoke, aggressive, to try and get early information and a pick to catch them off.
Well then, 5 and 4 just like that. It's Pasha, double orb setup now. I think it's the first time we've seen it on the CD side for them. Taz working towards that connector area, using that smoke as a veil for now, and then we'll be Speedy with the AK. Let's see if he can step up here. And he does get the first shot, to be fair, so something to work with here. Takes himself down to 20 HP, and Dennis will drop.
Snacks behind triple. Speedy waiting patiently for Pasha to try and show his head. Oh, that might be better if Lowell spots it, and then he goes aggressive to try and get it close to the window on the angle. That opened him up to Speedy, but he couldn't do anything with it. Lowell, though, did get window. That's what Pasha has to be cautious of at this point in time. So he'll back away, and the vent blown out. Nico, meanwhile, spots in another Deagle headshot from Nico. That's why I guess he stayed with it, because he's opened up a lot of space on the site. They'll open up connector as well, so Speedy will bring bomb over. They can plant that safely at triple because Lowell's covering off where Neo is, and he's got that shot on the AWP. It's all on his Snacks. And he's got to find the shot through the box to start it off, but he's got to find Nico, more importantly, with the Deagle, who's trying to keep him limited. Snacks getting closer and closer, no one peeking, they know where he is, they don't need to overcommit, just sit and hold ground. Nico does want to face and take the challenge, tags him to 17. Snacks is going to back off. I think that is going to be it. Finds the kill on Nico, though. Perhaps there's more in it because he's got a kit to work with. Flash over! What? Here we go, Snacks! This is what he's known for. Hit Speedy through the box, and he's going to try and hold on to this the whole way through. Tap out. He thinks he's still connector, but Lowell's rotated into jungle. Process of elimination from Snacks, but he can't hit the no-scope. Such a close try. But Mousesports get away with it. How
stressful was that? For Mousesports, that wallbang comes in. I thought that was it. He's going to win it. And he does have the opportunity for the no-scope there towards jungle, but doesn't quite connect. My God, this second shot. Have you ever seen anything like it?
How does Snacks always make everything like... I'm never ever ruling it around Snacks is alive.
If he wins that round, I think you would have fallen off the stage. You'd have been off.
Yep. They might have had to call and get an ambulance in here. Passed out, get me some water. Neo, top of the fence, is going to try and utilize that. Nice, exactly that. A position to get above the boxes, spot them in behind the smoke that they put in for cover, and take down Speedy to start it off. Very well played.
Yeah, that's a classic boost there, using the smoke that the terrorists dropped down for the start of the run to take vision away. As I'm building that up, Snax does find another kill. Dennis in reply, though, it's going to be a 4-on-2 very quickly, but Nico and Lau remain. Nico, he has got some position towards the A ramp, and he's undetected for now. Could kill this player towards Shadow, but Bialy, he's ready for him, and this could be quite a harsh reset for Mousesports. Considering the damage Snax did with those 2 orb shots, they're not going to have much money at all. But Lau, he's not done quite yet.
He's got accuracy. It's one thing Lowell has, but he certainly doesn't have numbers to work with him as he gets overwhelmed. Double peak. Virtus.Pro hit 14. I have to correct myself on the bracket. I had it a little bit backwards. I thought SK Na'Vi were on the other side. I don't think SK is anyone to rule out of this. Na'Vi can still find form. That's a classic matchup in itself in the fact that they play each other. But it's actually Astralis or NiP that they play. If Astralis come through, that's a rematch of the final at E-League, and we know Astralis are capable of matching up to Virtus.Pro now. So there's no easy path to the final, as I suggested. But first and foremost, let's get through Mousesports.
Glocks, PT50s, and Virtus.Pro almost certainly going to get to series point here. Very difficult decision to make, but Bialy is panicking a little bit there, and it's going to be Speedy to find 1 kill. Dennis chiming in as well, but they're such low HP, I don't think these remaining terrorist players can do anything about this. The grenade finishes it off, and Snax continues his rampage here, and he finds series points.
Subtlety as well. It's easy to overlook was that reaction from Bialy to get the 180 shot in and take the 3rd player down and coming in from A main. That left Snax all the room and the low HP to work from triple because he didn't have to worry about both angles. But it's series point for Virtus.Pro. And an AWP on Snax, AKs, and then Nico electing to go with his UMP. Classic. This is what he used to do when he was confident and getting all kinds of those crazy plays in big games, is he would just run this weapon, tap it from range, and get aggressive and in the face of his opposition. So we'll see if that works. Oh, they're going to push this smoke. Bialy's got vision, but can't land the shot fast enough. They get to Tetris, re-peeks it out, sprays down, but only 1. And it's Nico getting closer to Palace, but Snax has already lined up Speedy, no smoke in front. And there's a gap for Taz to push through, flash off. He'll hide inside of it a little bit longer. But Dennis wants to plant, and he's only got 4 HP. Taz is there, spots another, but Nico gets the response. And they'll jump over and get aggressive as Lowell finds Snax. Pasha will jump up ticket booth. Meanwhile, watch Neo. They're looking to go back. Good shot, Lowell, but Neo could still spoil this. Nico's ready for it. He's only got the 5-7 pulled out. He has an AK in hand, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be Nico to keep it alive a little bit longer.
Just about 3 rounds to go, but damage inflicted there in terms of 3 kills found, and Neo, I thought, was going to do some damage there. I think they're electing to force into this round. They do buy an AWP for Snax. Double orb set up for Neo. So, okay then, M4. Taz is on the CZ. They're going all in at this point. Speedy, he's the player on toward that UMP now. I have to say, Matt, since we've entered the second half, Oscar has been non-existent. He was actually great in the first half on the CT side. Comes over to the T side. He's done a whole lot of nothing, really. He's still on 12 kills. I'm pretty sure he entered around the half of about 10 or 11.
Yep, I would agree with that. It's all Nico, 33. Lowell's catching up on 25. Meanwhile, though, it's Pasha below the window that's got a lot of players in front. Does manage to transition well in toward the van, all things considered, and pick up 1, but that's all he gets. And there's really no one else close to the B site to help. So bomb down.
At this point.
Yeah, I think Virtus.Pro, knowing the situation with their money, should just get caught, Taz. Sit back, save the weapons, give themselves at least 1 more chance before they have to full save and play for the win rather than let the overtime become a factor.
That was an interesting buy, to be fair. They get double orbs out, pistol, and I think at 1M4 as well. Like, they definitely had the opportunity just to take a save there, maybe just a partial buy some deagles, just say, okay, let's get the full buy out, make sure everyone has a weapon, instead of spending all of this cash on a round that's going to be a bit of a stretch. And they do save the AWP. I say that with bated breath. Maybe that falls apart. It looks like they're pretty safe at the moment. You can see them in towards CT spawn. No one will be hunting them. All 3 members of Mousesports turtling out towards short. They want to make sure they keep all their weapons as well. Money is certainly very tight. But this map has been very exciting. We said coming into this one, if there was a chance for Mousesports to pick up a map, Mirage, that would be it. If it goes to Cobble, they can try and recover, but it's unlikely they can do it. This is their chance to show us they can actually go toe-to-toe with Virtus.Pro. And it's not going to be the force buy. Okay, so Virtus.Pro always going to be allowing Mousesports to get it to 15-14.
Nico goes top middle, but it's Bialy again that gets aggressive A main. This time it works. Flames extinguished, catches Dennis, but Lowell's hot to respond. Immediately arounds the corner, and Taz, limited to the CZ, is going to try and pick up the gun. Does manage to do it without getting peeked. Nico, meanwhile, is backing down Horseshoe at the exact time Pasha's walking out from B apartments. Who's going to spot the other first? And Pasha's ran, but Nico doesn't spot it. His gun was actually in the way of the animation, so he didn't see it.
That's crazy.
This means Pasha could be all over Speedy in a minute. Now, did he call it? Because Speedy's turned around to look. Maybe he thought they were pushing in through Palace, but either way, they spot it, they thwart it, he gets the first kill, and Oscar turns around and recovers it. It's all on to Taz. Does have the M4, first kill on Lowell. Bomb is down outside of aiming, they have to get that back. Nico, he's gonna try and wrap around and stab Taz dead with the play, and Bomb is picked up by Oscar in doing so. Doesn't matter, Nico's got the kill. It's round 29 done. It's round 30 for overtime, and Mousesports a chance to keep this alive.
One round separates them from overtime here. The buy's not going to be amazing for Virtus.Pro. Taz certainly with the opportunity to finish things off. Was aware a player was coming in from Connector at that position, but can't find the shot. Nico continues. It's amazing form in this tournament, and he must have crazy stats because he's got 35 kills, another 30 bomb in this tournament. He's had like 3 of those. As we get into the final round of regulation, Mousesports desperately trying to take it to overtime. The AWP goes towards the B apartments. This could work out. Pasha with no AWP actually thinking about getting on the van here. You can see him in the X-ray. Does he dare take a step forward?
Oscar just waiting for it.
Yeah, Pasha's by himself, to be fair, so him to take this decision, this sort of risk, wouldn't be a calculated one. He needs to stay in this position, get 1 kill, drop back towards the bench. That's what he's trying to do with that sort of setup.
Meanwhile, Neo's come back over to help him, so he could start to look for information now and go for a peek. That's why that smoke goes, actually, sorry, that was a smoke, not a flash. I said smoke as it was going in and registered that in my mind, but so no need to peek at this point. That just secures that they're gonna have to fall back, but it's Nico that leads the way. And Snacks at Sandwich, who could peek out and catch him off based on Taz's call at the top of the stairs, but Taz is worried right now, first and foremost, about connection point.
A execution of finishing things off, all 5 players committed. This is it. Can Mousesports find this first kill?
Snacks waiting. They go by him. Oh, he looks up, nearly misses the shot on Dennis, but now he's weak. He's left open, and Nico's able to catch him immediately from Palace, so it goes the other way as predicted. And Oscar with the shot on Taz. It's only the 1-man advantage, but Neo spots Speedy going to the default position. It's bomb down 24 seconds, and Neo again finds Oscar. Pasha's got Nico. It might all be done. It's Lowell, and there it is. B-Alley. What a play inside of the smoke from Neo. And 16-14, they'll move on.
You've got to give it to Mousesports. They gave us a good showing there on Mirage. Nico especially, what a way to go out with his Mousesports team. They make it to a playoffs finally, just as he's leaving as well. He drops close to 40 kills, but Virtus.Pro too strong. Snacks looked phenomenal throughout. Some really big plays from B-Alley as well. And Mousesports are going to be gutted, but to be fair, I don't think they expected to find themselves in the playoffs at a tournament like this. They had a very good run.
But what do the other 4 learn from this? Nico played amazing, but Lowell was consistent, good accuracy. Dennis had his moments, to be fair, still a bit of decision-making that comes into question. But Oscar looks great finally for them because it was a failed experiment the first time around.
Yeah.
They need, and this is it, this is the last huddle with Nico. The departure, he heads to FaZe, but they need to understand as a team, they still have something in it. And there it is, Speedy with a little tap for him just before it ends. I mean, they've got to be ready for this, and Chris J's got to come back in hot on the rifle. If he's going to give up the off completely, he's got to be ready.
Yeah, it's a difficult replacement to make. I think it's fair to say one of the most talented players we have in CSGO right now, Nico, leaving that team. It's been a long time coming. FaZe will be picking him up, and that's actually the team that sent FaZe packing as Mousesports. So that's actually kind of interesting that he's actually his future employer. He was the one to knock them out, and even to say, look, like, this is worth the money, you know? Gave them a good show.
Absolutely, and that was, remember, I said this earlier on, they wanted him originally, and they got Kiyoshima after Columbus, but they wanted Nico and couldn't get the buyout done with Mousesports. So yeah, they've been a long time waiting to try and bring him into this roster, and Nico's been a long time waiting to get into a team he thinks he can win with. But hats off to them, good performance, but it's Virtus.Pro, as expected, go through on this one, and they'll play either Astralis or NIP. So that is a, you know, Astralis, yes, they won a major. They've proved a lot lately. There's still some faltering in that they've got to be cautious of.
Well then, Matthew, we have the winners interview with Sue and Virtus.Pro. So Sue, please take it away.
Thank you very much, Henry. Snacks. It was a 2-0 yesterday against Fnatic, a 2-0 today against Mousesports. You guys are looking great and moving on to the semifinal.
Yeah, like I said yesterday, I think we are in good shape, so we're gonna win it.
Now, we need to talk about Mirage because that was the only map that started to look a little bit close, especially towards the end. The score was 11-15, and then it became 14-15. So what do you think happened there?
I think it's more about the starts up on the map. We lost like 2 fours, and I think that was the moment of the game. Like they can break us a little bit, but I think in the end we did a good job.
Now, with this victory, this is the last time we're ever seeing this Mousesports lineup. Right now, we're at a phase of Counter-Strike where there's a lot of new teams forming, but Virtus.Pro, it has the longest-standing 5-man team. You guys are always sticking together and still a world-class team. What makes you guys different?
We are like family. We won't change lineup. I think, yeah, like I said, we are family, so that's make us better than other teams, I think. We know each other a long time now, so like I said, I think it's an advantage for us.
Now, headed into that semifinal, you do have a chance to play Astralis, depending on who wins between Astralis and NIP. If you can play Astralis again, how much do you want to get revenge on them for the loss at the major grand finals?
I think on Major we threw a game, we had a lot of good situation and we lost it like noobs. So I think tomorrow we're gonna smash them.
Smash them indeed. Well, congratulations and best of luck in that semifinal match.
One more.
One more.
If you wanna learn English like me, go to Pasha London School.
Fantastic stuff. Congratulations again.
Perfect stuff there from Snacks, and even a couple of words to the haters.
Maybe we can get Janko a scholarship, get him on E-League.
Please send help.
Well, Snacks. I mean, actually, we have to start with what he did just say towards the end there, which was that we messed up we threw the game. I still feel like that's an intriguing attitude and a discussion topic in itself. Suggesting they threw the game versus Astralis, they could very well meet them, Janko, just in that semi-final.
I mean, it's
a weird
always
one.
The losing team will say that they felt like they threw
Sure.
the game. I mean, Astralis made an amazing comeback in that game. It was a great finals, but of course that VP will be out for revenge. Yeah. You know, we saw some words exchange on Twitter as well, or friendly competition. All still mates. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game potentially for sure.
I mean, to be fair, it probably is just a player's mindset, right, Chad? You can't go out saying, oh, they were the better team. You sit there going, we could have done better, we messed up, we're going to do better. I mean,
he could have won every game in his career.
Why wouldn't you say that? I mean, I feel that feels like the mindset you have to have is that we...
No, you're right. You do have to look at it like you made mistakes and that's why you messed up.
Right.
When Kirby said they made mistakes and still won, that does kind of hurt, you know, and that tweet came in just after the match,
look at that scoreboard.
There's an error there, you see. Like, one of those lines is too big. They've obviously set the setting wrong, you know. It's like it's where
something's gone horribly wrong there. 54 for Nico.
I mean, I know what Nico feels. Mine's so much bigger than everyone else's too.
What, your ego?
On my team, yeah. And the score.
Okay, right.
Keeping score. Predictions, I've got them all right.
He has the most kills on the server and his team lost 2-0.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just, testament to a...
it's like I said, that last map there, what's funny is when we were in the green room and it was like 14-15, obviously they have a chance, you know, to go overtime. I was saying, I hope they lose on this round because it's the most perfect sort of microcosm of Nico's entire career in Mouse, you know. Amazing play, even as a world-class team, carries the team this far, still loses in the end because, I mean, sure, he made the odd misplay. There was a lot of misplays from the usual suspects in this team, unfortunately.
But, I mean, some overwhelming plays, some of the holds, especially on Mirage, Chad.
So definitely on Mirage, like Nico was thriving in those low-buy situations in the first, like I think it was like 6 to 7 rounds when both teams were having that war of attrition, trying to get establish the economy. And Nico with the Deagle, he's just able to pick them apart, and that's why I think the game was so competitive in the start. When you saw when the gun rounds were happening, that's when VP had the advantage, and Nico, it's harder to be as effective when they have full utility and stuff because they can negate him. When it's a head-to-head duel, if he has a Deagle and you have an AK, he's still probably just going to win it.
Yeah. And of course, the Deagle, I mean, he was one of the few in it kind of, I don't know, what's the word, the spearhead of the Deagle movement, wasn't he, really?
He blew a few lungs out.
Mine included, yes, he did. Incredible work from him. But let's actually look closely at how that train did start. And we started on train, we expected to see that go VP's way in a rather convincing fashion. In fact, Duncan, you suggested that was a write-off. We'd have to see how those next two played out. Mouse actually put up a pretty solid start. It was like 6 or 7 rounds to start off that T side on train.
I think it was a matter of VP didn't do their homework.
Okay.
Mousesports did the exact same thing they did in the group stages against Navi. They went for that fake, and Nico killed everyone again by himself. You really need to put a stop to that execute.
Start watching his Janko's Weatherman segments. You might learn something, VP. You might actually do something in Counter-Strike.
So far, they have done well. And then, of course, Mirage, which was where we gave Mousesports this, not an edge, but you gave them an acknowledgement.
That was the
they
chance.
Could do it. Yes.
Sure. And as we saw, I mean, it did take the ridiculous win. Your win condition can't be, NiKo has to drop 37 kills for us to win the map. Maybe.
No.
You know, obviously that's a bit ridiculous. On that map, obviously, Oscar couldn't join him, unfortunately. Like, that's the thing. VP's just too well-rounded as a team. It was never going to be one person beat you in a whole series. That's just unreasonable, you know. I mean, we know even like classic Kenny S when the AWP was incredibly dominant. Even he couldn't beat world-class teams in a whole best-of-3. So, as fun as it is to watch NiKo play in that particular sense, there was that impending sense that Mousesports was never going to get this win.
So what was it that contributed to Virtus.Pro picking this one up? Yes, of course, Mousesports perhaps weren't hitting the necessary shots, or some of the individuals there. But Chad, from a strategic point of view, or from just a team point of view, why did VP just walk through both Train and Mirage?
I think the team play side of things played a lot more in Mirage because it was a lot more hectic, you know, and they had to play their spots correctly and do better individually, I suppose, as teamwork, right? So across the board, if you look at the stats, everybody has a positive rating for VP, which means everybody contributed as much as they had to. They didn't need to be pulled out by a lot of clutches and plays like that. But on Train, you know, they basically just went, okay, well, we know NiKo plays outside, let's just go inside.
Right.
And they went inside quite a lot, and they were able to have a lot of success. Their rounds were relatively close, you know, Mouse were able to get it down to the 1v1s or even kill them all, but not have enough time to defuse, and that's just VP doing everything correctly, delaying enough time and playing the situation smartly.
Yeah, and now, of course, one individual from Virtus.Pro that we've been hailing, actually, with a lot of praise recently on the desk is Pasha. And we've got a great opportunity now to hear from him as well. An extended interview with Parla in the mix zone.
2, 1, now.
Hello everybody and welcome to, for the first time, the backstage area here at DreamHack Las Vegas, where I will be doing some interviews after the ones that Smix does on stage, get a different opinion, someone else from the team. And right now I am very happy to be speaking to Pasha Biceps. Congratulations on that victory.
Thank you for congratulations, my pleasure.
How was that series overall for you?
They are surprised us in the T side. So NiKo go for superhero, Superman, whatever he want, kill us a few times, and we say, come on guys, let's kill him because he's VP. He is, you know, Jico. Come on, let's kill him. And after this, we just take 8 round. And in T side, everyone know that our T side on Train is one of the strongest or the strongest in the world. So we just round by round, kill by kill, and easy win for Train.
Since you brought NiKo up, could I ask you, what is the best way to approach playing someone like him? How do you shut NiKo down?
It's like, to be honest, he like throw the smoke, waiting, but he is like, you know, like
he's just over there, by the way.
If he catch you, it's insta headshot. But if you're waiting, I have a system. You're waiting in AWP like sniper, waiting, smoke is off, bye bye NiKo.
NiKo, you can come in and say if you agree or disagree if you'd like. Come. NiKo, what do you think about that?
What exactly?
So what Pasha said just now, of the way to counteract your style of play.
Waiting in the smoke with top? That? Bad counter.
Don't fuck with Papa.
All right, and so Pasha, now you move forward in the competition, you will be playing. NiKo, thanks for your time. I mean, you can stay more if you want, but I feel like maybe you want to go off and meet your team. Pasha, you will be going on now to play the winner of Astralis or NiP, who are playing next. Who would you prefer to play?
NiP is back, baby. I feel it in the biceps, and NiP beat Astralis, and we're gonna play tomorrow for sure.
Okay, because like Sue said on stage, I imagine maybe you'd want revenge against Astralis for the major.
It could be revenge, but I like to play versus them in the final, not in the semi-final. But if someday, some tournament, you know, we can wait, we are still playing, we are patient. Someday they come and we will beat them. Easy, no pressure, just waiting. Just waiting, huh?
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Now, something else that I'd like to ask you about, you guys, again, like Sue said on stage, you're one of the longest running 5-man teams. How do you guys stay fresh and unpredictable against teams that have been playing you guys for so long?
First rule is a friendship. Second is the money connection people. And the third, my friend, we are Polish warriors all the time. Never surrender and playing till 40 or 50 years together. Nothing changed.
You planning to go for 40 or 50 years?
Yeah, we are the first one who need to show the people when the pro player need to stop, right? We show people. We are. I don't know how to say this. Okay, next question. It's too hard. It's too hard for my English.
No, dude, you're doing great anyway, and I think your English is a lot better than you think.
Thank you.
I guess to finish off, would you like to say anything to your supporters and your fans? You do have some people in the crowd right now chanting for Virtus.Pro, and so yeah, if you'd like to say anything to them.
Remember, America, VP love you and you love us. Mwah!
There we go, everybody. We will head back to Alex and the guys on the desk.
I really love Pasha. I mean, it's hard not to love him. Parla there getting a lot of insight into what's going on inside his mind, especially during those duels versus Nico. Turns out you just wait behind smoke, and that's the answer.
Get an AWP.
And AWP him.
Still, he gets 40 kills somehow.
They did run double AWP, so maybe
they did. They really
more
did.
to that than we think.
Now, from one form of analysis and insight to another, we do have, of course, our very favourite weatherman, none other than Janko Paunovic. You've got something to break down for us. Which map are we venturing to now?
Well, it's going to be Mirage because it was a close map. Alex.
Sure.
Not too much. We're not going to do the same mouse fake weatherman segment on train that we've had. So it's going to be Mirage, and it's actually going to be a round that, you know, when you look at it, in the grand scheme of things, probably what decided the winner in the end. You can see that Mousesports are in the lead, 10-9. They are playing against VP, who is on an eco round, so they have no armor. Pasha has a CZ, there's some P250s there as well. They're initially spread around the map, just playing, you know, the default style, and now they're going to move towards the A-bomb site as a unit. You can see Speedy Oscar Dennis, Nico and Lowell is going to be on the lurk through underpass. So what's really important here is to note Nico's position, right? He's the sole player in A-apps, and he needs to come out delayed once his team, you can see they're setting up for the default smokes. Basically, they want to use their utility, which is a good thing, but Nico jumps the gun, basically. He throws the molly for Shadow, which is okay, you want to clear that area of the map for your team, but the problem is his team is not yet in a position to trade that kill. What happens? Bialy gets the kill on Nico, picks up the AK, gets another kill, he stays alive, and what happens now? Like, they have to worry about all these areas pretty much. The Mousesports players, they're pinched from multiple sides, and even though they have the advantage in both equipment and utility and Kevlar, of course, they're still in a tough position to actually win the round. Speedy tries to make a play, he realizes that they're at a disadvantage. That doesn't work out, and at this point the round is pretty much over. VP is an extremely experienced team, and they know how to play the numbers advantage, so they clear Oscar, and Lowell basically just saves the gun. And considering the game ended up 16-14, if Mousesports doesn't lose this round, they probably win Mirage, and we see a third map.
Look, I'll give Nico that for getting them the rest of the rounds, though. He's off the hook.
It is crazy, though.
I mean, it's just, you know, the star players, yes, they get a lot of kills, and obviously they wouldn't be even this close without him, but it shows you how you need to be focused all the time. You know, it's the smallest of margins, Alex, that can make the difference.
And it is a prime example. We know when we talk about these little moments, these 15, 20 seconds exchanges that you won't necessarily catch during the game that determine entire rounds. That was essentially a full eco. CZ's P250s and trying to throw a nade too early potentially lost them the whole round. The beauty of Janko's Weatherman segments. Beautiful stuff. We should get some closing thoughts though, because it is time we wave goodbye to Mousesports. And typically, this is where I look to you, Duncan. Yeah, what happens now? Nico leaves, Mousesports, what happens?
You know the movie Shawshank Redemption?
Love it, yeah.
You know, there's a lot of emotion involved in it. It's a very intense storyline, you know. But in the end, it's all just about that guy getting out of prison. Spoiler, by the way. Gets out of prison in the end. It's a great movie as well. It's really going to suck if you haven't seen it. Yeah. But it's kind of like Nico's Creed. He's out now. And now, hopefully, he's going on to better things. FaZe, we've already seen they have a pretty solid team, you know. He's got a real in-game leader there. He's got other talents that can join him. So here's the thing. This might sound like actually kind of a downer considering going forwards in his career. He's probably not going to be able to do these sorts of performances in FaZe because he's not just going to be a one-man army who does everything, you know. But if he can just play at the kind of level that we know he can from these sorts of matches, now you just look forwards and you go, the future for that guy is very, very bright. I mean, he's very young still. I think he's only 19 or something, so got a lot of time ahead of him. Mousesports as a team, I actually think in a weird way, despite the fact they're losing by far, you know, the primary motivating factor to be able to make it this far, we saw some positives from Oscar Luca. Lowell's actually been pretty decent. Chris J wasn't that bad before he was removed. So they've still got some pieces. It's just that I actually feel like in some sense Mousesports was a bit boosted, you know. They were dragged up by what's a talent that probably shouldn't have been in their team. So they got to enjoy that for a while. Now they're going to bring in people that are more around that level. And I think they're probably going to settle into just being, you know, like a 15th best team, or, you know, maybe they can challenge, maybe they can be like Heroic and just challenge for a top 10 spot. But I don't think we're going to see them in big playoffs and going as deep as we did in the Nico era.
All right. Well, I mean, that's a perfect kind of goodbye to Mousesports in its current form. You will not see those 5 names in a server together anytime soon. We can bring up the brackets, though, to remind you how things have started to shape up. We've already waved goodbye to Gambit in just 2 maps, and the same fate was sealed for Mousesports. And now look ahead. We have got 2 games, 2 headline acts almost for these quarterfinals. Astralis NIP in the MGM Grand Garden Arena, and you chase that with SK Na'Vi, a game which just does not stop popping up in competitive Counter-Strike. Up next, though, is Astralis NIP, a Scandinavian showdown you won't want to miss. So do not move a muscle. We'll be back in 10 to bring you another quarterfinal.